Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so Cell is indeed the Dokkan Fest for April. We saw the leaks, obviously we covered that in a video. But yeah, Cell brackets perfect form. We talked about potentially which one it was going to be. So this is the pre-regeneration version of Perfect Cell. It's interesting that they made this post. So before any of the actual details came out, this post went up. It just says new character stats and battle animation info will reveal the stats and animation of the new characters. Keep an eye out for the upcoming post. And then this is like the advertisement, like teaser type thing, which is kind of cool that this is the first post that goes up, because you can see from the side little snippets of what are going to be the animations. So it looks like he's probably going to have an intro, right? Because you can see the TVs, like the TV station for the first two. He's got the like fourth picture down is him like regenerating from the instant transmission Kamehameha, and then we've got like the final shots of him like doing the big Kamehameha. So it's kind of cool that it's like a little teaser. The thing is, this kind of thing would be like, if we didn't have a leak, it would be cool if like this thing got posted, let's say like yesterday, and then the details and stuff came out today. Because it's kind of cool seeing the little advertisement and like these little snippets of the animations, but then we're just going to see the actual post like a minute later or something. So, but yeah, anyway, we're going to go over him and his details here, see how good he is looking. So this is the Cell. He is Extreme STR, final battle at the highest level. Straight away, I'm worried for his leader skill because I can see tournament participants here. But yeah, let's see. So he's got tournament participants or worldwide chaos, 3 key, 200% HP, 170 attack and defense, additional 50% for characters who belong to androids or accelerated battle. Okay, so I mean worldwide chaos and accelerated battle. Obviously it's going to be all the cells. I don't know how many of the boos are on accelerated battle. Same with like Goku Blacks and Zamasu. So I'm trying to think of all like the main sort of characters that are on worldwide chaos. Obviously all androids, so the tech androids will be on his leader skill, so hoping even more so that they're going to be the Dokkan Fest EZA for his celebration. They're one of the oldest Dokkan Fest exclusives that don't have an EZA now, so that would obviously be very good. So his passive, oh god, he has an entrance animation when there's a tournament participant's enemy or a tournament participant's ally in the same turn. So I mean, you're probably going to run him with other cells, so I guess that's not the end of the world. But his intro buff gives him a high chance to crit, a guaranteed additional super, and then creates the domain Cell Games Arena for 5 turns. So it's kind of like Slug, where it activates like straight away on his first appearance if he has the conditions met for it. It's not one that you choose to use later on in the event, so that's interesting. And then his base effects, 2 key and 200% attack and defense, 20% damage reduction, gets an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Then we've got a tournament participant's enemy, he gets extra attack and defense. Attacking with 12 or more key gets extra attack. For every attack performed, he gets 30% defense up to 150. When the character is KO'd, revive with HP fully recovered. After the character or an ally's revival skill is activated, he has 30% damage reduction when receiving a super attack. And then when his own revival is activated only, he gets an extra 15% damage reduction. And god. So it does seem like he's got one of those revivals, though, where it has to be him that dies, because it just says when the character is KO'd. But it's also kind of like Metal Cooler and Fat Boo. I guess they're always going to do that for the single target KO revivals, where it's from any amount of HP. So you don't have to worry about whether the revival is active or not. Like even if he's on full health and just gets one shot by a boss, like he will then revive. It's interesting though, because like if anyone on the team gets a revival, he only gets a little damage reduction boost against super attacks, which is obviously still very good, but it's only his revival gives him then the extra damage reduction against all things and guaranteed guard, which is huge, right? So like him not getting that is really bad. So if you're running like double cell leads, it's impossible for both of them to get that. So that's kind of awkward. I'm not really sure how I feel about that design. He does build up to a decent amount of attack. Post revival, he's going to have what, 35% damage reduction, and then it's 65% against the super. But I mean, that is good, but I don't know. I mean, let's see how else he gets buffed, right? Because the things like the domain and stuff is important. So he has an active skill. Can be activated when HP is 70% or less, or starting from the 4th turn. Okay, that gives him a permanent 2 key and 35% attack and defense buff. So that's going to be a pretty like major buff, because those are like multiplicative buffs. So I guess that's pretty decent, and it can be used very early if you're on low HP, or from turn 4. Okay. The super attack effect is just the Kamehameha. Greatly raise attack and defense in 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy. I mean, greatly raise, obviously, that is good. Just for 1 turn, immense damage. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward. And then his domain, the Cell Games Arena. Tournament participants, enemies and allies, 15% attack and defense. Androids or Android/Cell Saga, enemies and allies, attack and defense, 15%. So I guess that's the thing you have to think about when we look at his stats and everything, is that this activates straight away. So straight away on turn 1, like this is then giving him an extra 30% attack and defense. He has the active skill that you can use from the 4th turn from his entry turn, which is kind of awkward as well, because it means if you're not floating him off, then it's going to be turn 1, turn 3, and then turn 5, and that's when you can use it, unless you drop below the 70% HP. But then once he's got this, like having all of these buffs active at the same time, if he has the domain up and the active skill buff, then he has the potential to get some like decent numbers. But honestly, he doesn't seem crazy. Like nothing jumps off the page of like, you know, like when we like Slug and Buhan, I would say just from reading his details and not seeing like any numbers in game or any calcs or anything, just from reading his details, he doesn't seem as good as Slug or Buhan. But obviously we'll have to see. I think all of those numbers will add up to a pretty significant amount. Having the revival is useful, even if it's only for him. This kind of sucks that like he can only get guard and then the extra damage reduction if it's him that revives, because again, if you're running double cell leads, it means only one of them can actually get this buff, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the cell. He seems interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure about this. And then he has a banner unit, Android 18, who is a super physical Android 18. She's got World Tournament or Peppy Gals as a leader skill. 180 attack and defense. Additional attack, there's a high chance to become a super. Changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. All allies 2 key at 30% attack and defense. Tournament participant allies attack, defense, and crit chance 18%. So she's giving tournament participant allies 48% attack and defense. When attacking with 12 or more key, 180% extra attack and defense. 3 or more tournament participant allies on the team, high chance to crit, gets an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super, and as the 2nd or 3rd attack, a great chance of evading attacks. So basically, as a 3rd slot floating support unit, she has a 70% chance to dodge. Gets a decent amount of stats on super. She's giving tournament participant allies, like we said, 48% attack and defense and 18% chance to crit, which is pretty good. And her super attack is just greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. So yeah, she's on World Tournament and Boo Saga, so she's not even Android's like /Cell Saga 18, but I guess Cell's leader skill is tournament participants and then androids, so she'd be on his full leader skill and be giving him the support. He doesn't need like his allies to be extreme or anything necessarily, so that's fine. So yeah, I don't know, he seems okay, but nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and check out the animations will have been posted as well. I haven't actually seen them yet, so let's go ahead and check these out here. We've got this one's a little bit more zoomed out. There we go. not sure how loud these will be if I have the volume on. So let's pause this. All right.
Starting a martial arts tournament, the Cell Game. I welcome any and all who think they can beat me. If you dare. I suppose that was a good enough warm-up.
That's cool.
I won't fall for the same trick twice.
Okay, so his animations are pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. His details, like, he doesn't seem that crazy. I don't know. Like, the animations are good. I feel like he's going to be one of these characters where when you've got the domain up, when you get the active skill up, like, he's probably going to put out some solid numbers. But that's kind of it. He does have big bad bosses at least, but being a Cell, his link set is not particularly great. Gentleman, Messenger from the Future, Ultimate Life Form. Obviously, he'll link well, like, he'll be good with the Tech Perfect Cell, but realistically, this guy's not really a slot 1 unit either, so there are certain events where that Tech Cell can go slot 1, so I guess you kind of have to put, like, against a superclass enemy, you could put Tech Cell slot 1, this guy slot 2, because Tech Cell's going to be getting a ton of support from the domain and everything as well. But yeah, I don't know. He seems okay, but I don't think he seems like super impressive or anything. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I'm going to make a tweet. Like, I'm going to put this video up straight away. I'm going to make a tweet for a community feedback post, which I'll record later on today. So do let me know what you guys think of Cell over on the tweet. I'll put the link to the tweet in, like, the video description as well, if you guys want to go over there and let me know. But yeah, I mean, he seems okay. Nothing too crazy. Initial thoughts, without seeing any sort of calcs or anything like that, is that he probably is a fairly easy skip for most people. His banner should have pity, but yeah, with his leader skill being tournament participants and the Android 18 being a tournament participants, like, themed 18 rather than Android Cell Saga, it seems like the theme of the celebration is more around tournament participants than it is straight up like androids or anything. So I guess we'll have to see, but let me know all your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.